Hi, welcome back. Today I am making a very short, very brief book haul with the books that I have bought in the last couple of months. I don't really buy that many books, so I decided to just put them all together. All of these books are secondhand because I mostly buy secondhand books. I only buy them new if I really cannot find like a cheap copy of them secondhand. So these are books that I bought in May and April, and some of these I have shown already in like vlogs and stuff. These first couple of books I bought for class, and I already read both of them. Well, I already shown this one a lot of times. This one I bought in April. It's Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. I bought this one on Vinted actually, and it was pretty cheap. It only it cost like €2. It's a bit dirty here in the cover, but that's my fault because I've been carrying it around for a while. But yeah, the book was in pretty good shape, I think, for being a secondhand book on Vinted. The next book I also got on Vinted. This was my first experience ever buying books on Vinted. I've only used it for like selling clothes and stuff. But I also bought their Ghost in the Throat by Dorian Nigrifa. This was for my Irish literature class. I chose to read this book because it seemed very interesting, and I already read it. I think I'm going to talk a bit more about it in an upcoming video about like my recent readings. And I really liked it, and this one was also in a pretty good shape. This one was a bit more expensive though, but yeah, overall like it came in like perfect shape. I mean, it's almost like new. Well, this other book, I didn't really need it for anything, but it seemed like a very interesting reading, and I saw it recommended on another booktube channel. I saw this girl Emma talk about this book. It's called Can You Hear the Night Bird Call by Anita Rao Badami. The author is a Indian-Canadian woman, and she talks about like the migration processes in this book and through I think like 3 women. I haven't read it yet, but it seemed like a very interesting book. I bought this one on Abbey Books, but this one was pretty expensive, honestly. Like I would have loved to get it at a cheaper price, but I really wanted it, so it didn't really matter to me to buy it, even if it was a little bit expensive. I haven't read it. I want to, but I've been so busy. I know that the cover is not that pretty, but I really like the colors, and I like the format. I really like paper books and paper bags. I really like this very soft, very floppy editions. So yeah, even though the cover is not the best thing ever, I think that it's like a pretty book. These next 3 books I got at a physical bookstore. They're also secondhand. In the first bookstore that I went to, I only really wanted to buy this one, which is The Importance of Being Earnest and Other Plays by Oscar Wilde, and I wanted it because it's an Oxford World's Classic edition, and I really like these editions, even though sometimes, I mean, Oxford World Classics tend to be like a hit or miss because sometimes the print is very blurry, but this one, I think it's pretty nice. The spine does have a bit of creasing, but still I think that it's in a pretty good shape, and I really only wanted this one. But in this bookstore they have like these prices where if you buy one it's like €4, but if you buy 2 then it's 6, so it's not that big of a difference. So I wanted to take advantage of that, and I bought Jude the Obscure by Thomas Hardy. This is a Penguin Red edition or something like that. I'm not a big fan of the cover, but the typography is pretty good, and like it's also in a decent state. It doesn't have any creasing. It's overall like a solid secondhand book. I don't know much about this one, to be quite honest. I only know that it's like a depressing book. I don't know when I'm going to read it. I do want to. I mean, I bought it because it seemed interesting enough. So it's going to be on my bookshelf for a while, but if in a couple of years I haven't read it, then you can absolutely call me out on that. This next one I got at a different store. It's also secondhand, and they're a bit more expensive, but I mean, I really wanted this book. It seemed like a very nice edition, so that's why I got it, even though it's not in the best state, to be quite honest. It's just a bit it's in a pretty rough state. Okay, it's an edition of Shakespeare's sonnets, and this edition is by Yale University, so it has like a ton of commentary. The sonnets are only up to here, and then the rest of this is just commentary and critical things. So I'm a very big fan of Shakespeare. I haven't read all of his plays, but I have read some, and I really want to read and understand his sonnets. I read some of them like a couple of years ago, but I just feel like I want to learn more about them, and this like more academic edition seemed like the perfect opportunity to do that. So that's why I bought it, even though it is definitely not in great shape. These next 4 books, I got them all at the same place. I got them at another online bookstore. This was in World of Books, and I got them for my summer course that I'm going to be doing in July on modernist literature. So I need to read like all of them in like 2 weeks. The first one I got was this Selected Stories of Catherine Mansfield. I think it's a pretty nice cover, I believe. And it's also Oxford Works Classics. It's also in a very, very good state. I also bought Dubliners by James Joyce, also in the same edition. And I'm a bit sad that this one has like this thing over here, but overall I think it's like a pretty good state. So yeah, these 2 that I just shown are like short stories. I think it's very cute that all of them have like ex libris and the name of the people that had them before. And this one is also pretty nice because it has like a dedication on the cover. Someone bought it as a gift, and I really like when secondhand books have those details and notes and stuff like that. The next book that I bought is The Good Soldier by Ford Madox Ford. This one, I don't know anything about this book, if I'm being quite honest. I just know that I have to read it for my modernist summer course. This is a Norton Critical edition, and Norton Critical usually makes like a very good, very complete editions with like a lot of commentary as well. I mean, this one, I think that what you see in the post-its, it's the I don't think you can see that. The novel itself ends here, and then the rest of this is just commentary. So that's very useful for me because I'm studying literature and I really need to understand this text and have like a very complete understanding of what's going on. So I really like when editions are very, very complete and like somebody has actually studied them and can tell me what is going on. And finally, I have Good Morning Midnight by Jen Rees. This is also for my modernist summer course. I don't know anything about it. This is a Penguin Modern Classics, I think. I don't really like these editions because they don't have any notes or anything at all, just the story by itself, and I don't really like the covers that much, but like at least it's very like floppy, so that's nice. And yeah, I'll tell you more about all of these when I read them, because I have to read them like today. Those are all the books that I got in the last couple of months. As I said, I am not really a big like I don't really buy that many books, so book hauls are always going to be very, very short on my channel. But still, I just wanted to share these books with you because I think that they're all very pretty. They're all great findings. I love buying secondhand. It's like an actual hobby to me to buy secondhand books, secondhand clothes. It's just a lot of fun for me, and I love finding them in such a nice state, you know. And yeah, that's the book haul. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you liked what I show you. If you know anything about these books, if you have read any of them, you can let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a very nice rest of your week. Bye.